Howdy!
Welcome to the Hall of the Guildmasters.
Today we're going to be discussing topics like we usually do, except there's a little bit of a twist. Some of our videos aren't very fluent because we kind of just sporadically say topics. Well, I've introduced this topic to them about 2 minutes ago, so they have a little bit of time to think about it. We still haven't scripted anything. So today we're going to talk about party troll members, okay? People that are just there to screw around and not really care about the story. So what are you guys' thoughts on?
So, alright, are we talking about like murder hobos, like they're trolling the DM, or they're trolling the other party members, or they're just a horrible person?
I was really thinking about players that don't have a goal. Like people come in and they're like, I want to play D&D, but I don't want to be a part of the story. Really, I just want to screw around.
Well, that's not exactly inherently bad.
No, I don't think it is. I just think it does make it hard for the party members that do want to play deep, a lot of thought, a lot of depth.
Yeah. I mean, I guess the first thing I would say is it their first time playing?
Right.
You know, because if they played D&D before and they're just purposely... And that too is like, what kind of game are you running? Like, did you tell them beforehand? Look,
we've got a party going on with a good system. We got a lot of back detail going on that you guys need to make sure you're paying attention to. Yeah, I mean,
you got to set some kind of rules, possibly. I mean, simple rules. It doesn't have to be anything ridiculous.
Yeah,
but still, just let them have fun. If they're gonna hardcore troll somebody, I mean, if people are laughing, keep doing it.
Yeah. As long as everyone's having fun.
Right.
I don't want to be a bully. But.
Yeah, maybe a guy that's extremely perverse in your party that every time you go into a bar or the king's quarters, he's not letting up on what he's talking about. He really doesn't care about the story, so he's just letting it loose. And the party's getting all worried about it.
Yeah, that could get a little...
Yeah, I mean, there's things you can do for those situations. I think really when it comes to trolls, what I was thinking about is... giving them opportunities to do what they want to do, where it is sporadic. You put them in a bar where those people in that bar aren't going to affect the party later on in the story. So maybe just include them in areas that aren't going to be really effective that night.
Right.
See how they're playing. If it's really going to affect the party, then maybe talk to them about it more extensively.
Yeah.
Mention to them, hey, this probably isn't going to work out. But other things can be done.
Because I think trolling in combat would be hilarious.
Yeah.
How so?
Just set up something stupid that you do to maybe the enemy NPCs that isn't necessarily like battle oriented.
Okay, alright.
I mean, like if they're in a tent or something, just like cut the lines to the tent so the whole thing falls. Then nobody can see, and then everybody's rolling dex throws to get out of this tent.
Yeah, right.
Okay,
so, I mean, you could even do it to party members. That exact scenario, you wake up in camp and they're all
Yeah, I was going to say, with trolling party members or people that are just trolls in general, sometimes it's like they just want to do that to like, just for the fun of it, but like, the DM might not even give them an opportunity to do that. So like, a good example is, sometimes people play rogues because they want to steal stuff. Like, there is a whole subclass dedicated to being a thief,
right?
So, like, hey, we're going to attack the enemy camp tomorrow, it's the night before.
Yeah.
You want to go steal crap, give them that, risk reward scenario where they can, now if the player's just trolling the other party members in, not in a funny way, more in, a obnoxious, this is getting irritating out of hand way.
Yeah.
I mean, is that the person or is that the character? Because if it's the character, at the end of the day, you can stab them. But
every party member has their own way of defeating a person that is hard for their character.
And the question is what's the goal of the party? Why is the party there together?
Right.
What are they trying to achieve? Because usually a troll character doesn't care about the story goal that the party's going for. So either the DM and the party can come up with a way to get their character to want to, or if it's just the person.
Yeah.
You might need to talk to him outside of session and be like, yo.
And that happens. I mean, if you have a person that's a hard bargain to drive in your party, okay, he or she doesn't want to help the party, they don't care about the story, then you need to talk to them outside of session, because it's going to really, it hurts the DM trying to run a session when nobody cares.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Especially if somebody's purposely ruining the session over and over again. You're like, everybody's here trying to have fun.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to write a story, you know what I mean? We need to make sure that you're not intervening in everybody else's time.
And that's pretty much player engagement.
Yeah.
You know, that is, and it's too, like, you know, I think there's two ends of the spectrum too. You've got people who are, you know, the best players, like people that are there, into the game, want to play the story you made.
Yeah.
But, you know, one end of the spectrum is like, I'm just here, I'm going to screw up everything. And then the other end of the spectrum too is you also have players who are like, I'm just going to sit here.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like, is everything okay?
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
you're not doing anything.
Yeah.
Like,
I'm just here for the time.
and that might be another topic we'll have to talk about. But I mean, but as far as the players that are always like running around, what about the trolls that run around and stab your NPCs?
Yeah, like guards. Guards outright. Those.
Oh man.
Those also, you might have to talk to them too. Sometimes it might just be down to immaturity. And they
Yeah.
might just not understand that there's going to be
Yeah.
severe repercussions for the party if they go around killing the Kingsmen. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But there are things you can put into place for those individuals to stop. I mean, you'll have NPCs that'll be like, "Hey, don't do that." You know what I mean? Like you add an NPC in that's spur of the moment. He sees that this party member is going to stab his guard for no reason at all.
Yeah.
And he's like, "Hey, you know, puts him in a lock. You might not want to do that. Let's think about what's going on here."
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah, there's several things as a DM you can do to intervene during game that doesn't break the game's depth. You know what I mean? Any random NPC might have a key piece of the story with them that you make up at that time that nobody else knows. You know what I mean? That goes for anybody. It could be store clerks, people on the street, homeless people, you know, maybe noblemen, anybody.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's
my thoughts on that.
I agree.
I think we'll have to do a couple more to expand on this topic. But I'd say as general, there's nothing wrong with like players in the party just like being trolls from time to time, just screwing around with each other in the party.
Right, yeah.
But also
Often
there has to be a level of respect because the DM's gonna troll you sometimes too, you know. But there has to be a level of like respect for the story and the game that you're playing and everybody else at the table. So.
Hard topic to talk about, but we'll be back to it with more episodes.